11 crazy things to see in Moscow. Number 11. The Cat Circus. Moscow is a huge city with over 12.2 million people living within city limits and 16.8 million people living within the urban area. That's about 3 times more people than the entire country of Finland. With the possibility of Russia and US relations getting better in the future, it may become easier for Americans to come here. Many of the circuses and plays are one of a kind in this capital city, like you see with this cat circus. 120 felines make up the Moscow Cat Theatre. It's here you'll find cats and clowns performing unbelievable stunts. This all began in 1990, and some of the stunts include cats walking on tight ropes, cats on people's hands, etc. The owners of the circus claim that the cats are really well cared for. The training is basically just playing with the cat and revealing to the public their natural talents. Number 10. The Miniskirt Army. Russia is a country that's proud of its military history. During the Victory Day parade in Moscow, Russia reveals some of their most impressive bombshells yet. Although males make up the majority of the military in this country, they do appear to have the best-looking female soldiers in the world. They're quite stylish as well. The female troops in this photo are wearing knee-high black boots along with white skirts. This took place at the infamous Red Square, and it certainly must have been quite the sight to behold. Women have played a crucial role in Russia's military strength, especially as aviators, and after many men lost their lives in the battles in World War II. Russia currently has about 87 men to every 100 women, so with demographics like that, you can see why they would make up a crucial role in the military. You have to imagine that this definitely makes the recruiter's job a little bit easier. The women in the gray outfits are actually police cadets in St. Petersburg. Number 9. Europe's biggest skyscrapers. The majority of Europe is reluctant to build skyscrapers with the fear that it might destroy their historical appearance. While there is the Alexanderplatz in Berlin and the Eiffel Tower in Paris, you won't really see more than just 1 or 2 skyscrapers in Western European countries. Here in this photo, we see the modern skyscrapers that literally look like they're scraping the skies. Although some of these skyscrapers are mainly vacant at the moment, Russia's financial district proves to be at the very least an impressive architectural achievement. Wealthy Russians can afford to live in these luxury high-rise buildings and enjoy the escape from the crowded city center. These unusual weather conditions allow for some astonishing photos with a mix of purple, gold, and red. Here in this photo, we see the amazing Ostankino Tower, which is a television tower that rises 1,772 feet in the sky. It's currently the tallest structure in continental Europe and remains the 8th tallest building in the world. Number 8. Twin Stars Diner. No, you are not seeing double. Welcome to the Twin Stars Diner in Moscow, where they'll only hire you if you have a twin. You will be waited by a group of twins, and if you get their names mixed up, it's understandable. The restaurant makes sure each twin is identical and even enforces a dress code by making them wear matching clothing. This crazy concept was thought up after a Soviet film called Kingdom of the Crooked Mirrors. In this film, everyone had a twin that was completely opposite to themselves and entered this place by looking through a mirror. Twins are encouraged to come and eat here as well, getting 2-for-1 deals. Number 7. The Bolshoi Theatre. This theater, located in the heart of Moscow, has been the most prestigious theater in all of Russia. With the other Bolshoi Theatre being demolished in St. Petersburg, this is the only place you can really see opera and ballet with such high-profile spectators. Only the best singers, actors, and dancers will ever have a chance to work here, and it's becoming somewhat of a symbol of prestige among Russians. There was a bit of controversy around this place when it cost taxpayers the equivalent of $1.1 billion to renovate. This might also be the only place where you'll find the NSA whistleblower, Edward Snowden, out in the public. He was captured here in this photo enjoying a play. Number 6. From Russia with Love. So the city of Moscow might not have too many trees in some places, but you might be lucky enough to stumble upon the strange padlock trees along the river banks of the River Moskva. When a couple gets married, they write their name on the lock, which is shaped like a heart most of the time. These iron trees have become a unique romantic site where couples can visit not far from the Red Square. In recent years, it has become a very popular location for couples all around the world to visit. It's not uncommon to see women in wedding dresses here taking photos at this location, or maybe even Putin with some brides. Number 5. Bunker 42. Russia has made some pretty good preparations to survive a nuclear apocalypse, as we're about to see. In modern times, it's transformed into a pretty cool place to learn about history and have a unique place to party. After a series of nuclear testing, scientists came to a conclusion that bunkers should be about 165 feet below the surface of the ground. Bunker 42 is the only bomb shelter of its kind that's open to the public from a metro tunnel. This construction project nearly seemed impossible that far underground, right below the city center, It was eventually finished in 1956 with a total of 75,000 square feet of space for survivors. In the 1960s, it was stocked full of food and fresh water in case of a nuclear war. Around 2001, Russia cut funding to the project, and 5 years later, it was sold at a public auction for 65 million rubles. Today, tourists enjoy it as a unique museum that's complete with a restaurant and even a nightclub. One part of the bunker has become a luxury nightclub where workers actually dress up in biohazard suits. Guests can buy bottles or reserve part of the bunker for private parties to celebrate like it's the end of the world. Number 4. Bear circuses. It's not everywhere in the world where you'll see a bear walking on 2 feet with an umbrella and a pot of flowers. But don't forget, this is Russia. This bear's name is Masha, and she's an 11-year-old bear from Moscow. She's completed a 3-year training program, and she's ready for her time in the spotlight. She's a part of a traveling circus group that mainly performs in Moscow, but recently did a performance in St. Petersburg. Here in this photo, you see her carefully perform the tightrope act, and with success as usual. Many animal rights activists were quite enraged when they came across these images, but bears are really just a part of Russia's culture. The bear seems to be able to walk the streets rather tamely, but with a muzzle on just in case. Number 3. Metro dogs. It's not just bears you might come across in the metros in Moscow, but also dogs. Dogs in Moscow have seemingly evolved to the point where they figured out how to use the metro stations. Having a fairly large stray dog population has led to them finding shelter in subways. But it also seems like they figured out how to use them as transportation as well. With a keen sense of smell, they finally tuned their navigational skills to get from one place to the other, especially at subway stops with food. Living on the streets of Moscow can be tough at times, and it appears that dogs with keen senses of direction have been able to survive best. Number 2. Maslenitsa. Although some other Slavic countries might celebrate Maslenitsa, no one seems to do it quite like Moscow. It's Russian Mardi Gras here, and things get pretty wild. It's supposed to celebrate the end of winter from the 7th of March to the 13th, which in Russia is still very cold and most likely snowing. This is one of the most popular weekends to visit Moscow for tourists. One of the most popular foods eaten at this time is what's known as blini, which are basically pancakes with caviar. The round shape of the pancakes reminds them of the sun, which they might get to see again soon. Another main event includes burning a scarecrow like we see in this photo outside St. Basil's Cathedral. Each day is celebrated a little bit differently, but normally with traditional clothing and plenty of vodka. And number 1, the Military Day Parade. We mentioned earlier how Russia shows off their female comrades, but the entire military parade in Russia is just completely out of control. Other countries just don't compare to the sheer magnitude and force displayed during their parades. This is celebrated on May 9th at the Red Square to commemorate the victory over the Nazis. The Russian military flexes their muscles with state-of-the-art tanks. This includes the Armata tank and the Su-100 tank destroyers. Here we see the strategic mobilized ballistic missiles riding through the center of Moscow. And don't forget about the jet fighters that leave a stream of the colors of the country's flag in the sky. Thousands of soldiers crowd the streets in formation in front of St. Basil's Cathedral in an impressive display of national pride.